Hey class, it's lab day. We're going to have a fun experiment, but it's first important for us to go over these lab safety rules. It's important for each and every one of you to listen closely to us so that we can get through this experiment day and have a safe environment for each and every student in this room. Let's move on to the rules, but remember, listen closely. So in the lab, some of the main rules that we need to remember are to pull up your hair and wear no jewelry. Let's take off all jewelry. Wear gloves when handling chemicals and glass. Wear closed-toed shoes in the lab. Follow all directions. No playing around, no horseplaying. Let's all just do this experiment and work together nicely. Wear safety goggles when handling chemicals and glass.
So we have pictures here to show us the do's and don'ts of each of these rules. So with pull your hair up and remove jewelry, you can see in this picture on the left, she obviously did not follow directions, and her hair is on fire, and there's somebody trying to put it out with a fire extinguisher. On the right, we have a picture of the correct way that we need to do this for safety. And so we can put all of our hair up all the way out of our face and getting all of those hairs completely out of the way so we do not run into the problem on the left.
Okay, it's very important to also wear safety goggles. These safety goggles will be provided by your teacher, and so that you don't have to worry about bringing them. But it's important to wear the goggles provided, not something that you wear to the pool, because these are specifically made for lab reasons. On the left, we have a student who is not wearing his goggles in the correct way, and his eyes are not both completely covered, and that is just a disaster waiting to happen. Those chemicals are going to go in his eyes and they're going to burn so bad. On the right, we have a girl wearing her glasses perfectly. She has a smile on her face because her eyes are not burning from the chemicals.
On the left, we're showing a guy who's not wearing gloves. He's holding this beaker by his hand, and if that beaker were to break or if he were to spill one of those chemicals on his hands, it would burn so bad, and he would have to go to the doctor, and that's something that we do not want to do because that would keep us from doing any more fun experiences in the future and experiments in the classroom. So we have to make sure that we're all wearing the gloves that are provided to you by your teacher. On the right, we have two girls that are super excited who look like they're making a milkshake, but I think it was an experiment. You can see that it's spilt all over the place, and they're not having to get it all over their hands because they are wearing their gloves correctly.
We also need to wear closed-toed shoes in the lab. If you look around in this picture, you see a girl who's wearing open-toed shoes, and she is stepping so close to that glass, and she may have to take a trip to the doctor because she's going to get a cut. And then we would have to stop the experiment because it would be a disaster. If you look at the boy on the right, he has closed-toed shoes on, and he is able to use those scoop the glass back into the bucket, but he is not wearing safety gloves, so that would make his hands get a cut too. But this slide is all about wearing closed-toed shoes.
On this slide, we have no playing around. You can see in this classroom that everyone is just talking, doing whatever they want to. It looks like we have friends eating. There's no eating in the lab. There's a guy in the background just playing with stuff on the wall. We have a girl putting on makeup. There's all these things that could go wrong, and you see all these open flames on the table, and they're just playing around, not following directions. Attached to the last slide on following directions, you have to listen to your teacher. So in this picture, we have a lot going on. There's a girl in the background. She's drinking out of her beaker, and there's a skull on it, which means that that beaker is poisonous. It's got some kind of chemical in it that is not meant to go in our body. We have a guy sitting at the front who has no gloves on, is just listening to music with his headphones, and is lighting something on fire. We have a broken beaker in the floor, scissors stabbed into the wall outlet. We have a guy drinking out of a beaker also in the back. There's just so many things in this picture that would make it completely unsafe to do this experiment. You would get hurt in the process, and it would keep us from doing any further experiments in the classroom. So these are all important lessons and all important rules that we need to follow so that we can keep having fun in the science classroom and keep doing fun experiments so that we can all be safe and have a good time learning. Thanks, guys.
Bye!